The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sciforror Film Podcast. I am Andy Walker. We've just been joined by a cat. Hello, George. Yes, hello, George. Settle down. So, damp. Been outside. Yes, I'm Andy Walker. This is George. And the other one over there is Count Fluffula. Otherwise, Scott.
Don't make me laugh, it hurts.
How are you, Scott?
Oh, this is bugging me because of the fact that it's not long enough at the moment. You have to tie it back like I want to, and it's too. The problem is the length of it. All it does is stick up, and it's.
I like Count Fluffula. I think it works well.
Fluffula. That's going to be my new gamer tag. It's going to be my new web handle.
So, do you know what it is?
What?
What's wrong with you?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Try to get hold of my doctors for 4 days. Got to get hold of them. Tried doing 111. Missed a phone call for them to call me back because I was in the loo. So I had to go through it all again. And after the 4th day of me trying, I thought I might as well just self-medicate. It'd be easier.
Fair enough. George apparently wants to get involved. I don't know why you want to get involved, George. You even watch the films.
That might make a lot of sense.
Right, yeah, just, look, stay on the shoulder. That's fine. Right. Anyway, this week we are looking at 3 short horror films. I forgot where I was there for a minute. So we're going to do that. The first one is one, once again, we were asked to review a film by Nate Thompson, who is becoming an old friend of the show. We'll have to get him on to do an interview.
He's that one listener we keep talking about.
Yes. He's the one person who pays any attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him on to do an interview, although I don't know who's going to listen to that one if he's on it. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe if he's on it, he'll get other people to listen to it.
You never know. Yes, this is a film called The Cult Leader. Now, we did one a little while ago called Cult Affairs of Nate's. This actually isn't really connected to it.
No.
But it was made by Nate Thompson. The executive producers, Ryan Mahoney and Kayla Mahoney. It was made in 2021. Cast is Hallie Rose, Jeremiah Goldmain, Brandon G. and Nate Thompson. And the synopsis says, friends gather for a routine movie night only to be interrupted by a masked man with a true sense of genuine evil. So, what do you think?
I don't know. I sort of liked it. There were parts of it I liked. I wasn't as impressed as I was with the first one.
Right. It's a different style of film.
I get it. It's a totally different style of film. There still were certain aspects of it which I've realised that I think is down to the way that Nate films, like the smokiness on the filming, the way that certain background touches are definitely the way that Nate films.
Yeah.
I thought one of the guys acting was a bit could have been a little bit better, let's say. But other than that, I really liked this. I liked the little touches that are on it, the sort of the smoky background, the sort of almost sort of cloudy vision look
Yeah.
that was given to it, so that hazy look. I did like the makeup as well of the guy at the end. But then, I wasn't impressed with this as much as I was with the first film. But like I said, it's a completely different way of it filming, and if you watch them separately and know that there is nothing to do with each other, and they are both amazing films.
Yeah,
And
no, I
I
agree.
think that's the problem I had, is I kept going in my head, even though I knew it wasn't. I kept going in my head, it's something to do with the first one that we watched.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it looked good. I thought there was a great atmosphere to it. That's, as you say, that smoky look thing worked really well.
Yeah.
What I liked about it, and I thought was quite interesting, was the fact that there were a few jump scares and things, none of which were totally unexpected, but all of them were done really well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, it's another jump scare movie, you know, because when you got to the jump scares, even though you kind of in your head knew they were coming, they were done so well that it was kind of like, oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I think like the way that it kind of like they used at the beginning of it, there wasn't a lot of music and stuff, but music built and was a lot more powerful as you got towards the end.
Yeah.
I like that. The build up of atmosphere.
Yeah, it's one of the things I liked about it was like we've said before in a lot of other films we watch, the background noise can sometimes be over the top and what would be sort of too much in your face. What I liked about it is the fact that part of it where I had a film playing in the background, and I thought that was very well, because it was very subtle, but the film playing in the background, I thought actually made the atmosphere a sort of more creepy in the film. Like having that film in the background, playing with the words being spoken, and the sort of the atmosphere that film puts off, it then created another atmosphere within this film.
I mean, this is another one that, like a lot of films, short films that we've said about before, I could see this being the beginning of a bigger feature film.
Yeah.
And it being like the opening pre-title sequence of a feature film.
Yeah.
And it kind of introduces you to the sort of villain of the piece without you really knowing a lot about them.
Yeah, it sort of introduces you to the villain and a little bit of a story behind it, because they tell one of the characters gives a little bit of this is what is supposedly meant to be.
Yeah,
and it's sort of
legend is
and it gives you that sort of that whole feel of like it could go on and this is what makes this legend even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I think it worked really well. I really liked the film. I thought it was a really good film. I think it was the fact that I was able to to separate it from. Although when I first looked at it, I expected it to be connected.
Yeah.
But as soon as it started, it was obvious it wasn't the same sort of film, and it was very definitely not connected. But it was very good. I really like the stuff that Nate does, and I definitely think we're coming up towards Christmas. We've got things planned out as to what we're going to do and that sort of thing. But in the new year, with the new we come back with a new season.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to try and get in touch with him and see if we can do an interview with him.
Yeah, I would love to know, because obviously, like we said before, it's the fact there's a lot of ideas that run around behind these films, and there's certain genres and stuff like that have been done so many times. To have a unique idea within the ideas that have been made so much. I'd love to be able to know where it came from.
Yeah. I think he does make them very, very well. And I mean, I know what you mean. One of the guys acting was a little bit wooden, but I think he was supposed to be a bit of a I don't know, a bit of a stoner or something anyway. So it's kind of excusable. But no, I really liked it and I really rate it. I think it's worth a watch, and definitely check out all of Nate Thompson's films, because I haven't seen one yet that I haven't liked.
No, what I like about both films that I've watched anyway. And there's a little bit of a comic factor in it.
Yeah,
And like with this one, when he's talking about, oh, we've got these scary films to watch, and then their third option is
Will and
was this
Grace.
Will and Grace, and they're
Yeah.
like, there's nothing scarier than Will and Grace, and I was like, that is it's so funny because I know people that would say the same thing.
Yes. No,
And,
no.
and I was just like, that's what I like about it, is the fact that a lot of all the next films that I've watched almost have that real life aspect in it,
Yeah.
where you would hear that conversation with someone.
Absolutely. No, it's definitely a good film and definitely worth a watch. Nate's been pushing it, and I can see why. I think anyone out there, definitely go and check it out because it's definitely worth it.
Definitely.
Okay, so the second film we did is called Huff. I don't know quite why it's called Huff, but it's called Huff. And it's, well, I suppose I do know why it's called Huff, but anyway, it was made in 2021. Directors were Mina Guy and Mike Cannell. Director of photography, Capri Couliopolis. Couliopolis. I don't know. The sound editing and colour was done by a company called Tegmental, and the cast is Morgan Boss Maltayes, Jessica Geros, and Patrick Gannon. The synopsis says, 3 friends hang out in a warehouse. What can go wrong? Well, quite a lot, really.
Yeah.
So, yes, this was interesting and slightly bizarre.
Slightly bizarre is an understatement.
Yeah, but you know my taste in films. To me, it's slightly bizarre. Yeah, I mean, basically, you got 3 friends sitting in a warehouse sniffing lighter gas, and I couldn't quite work out whether what the main girl in the story was seeing was because of the gas she'd been sniffing, or if it was real. I couldn't work out at the end whether anybody was actually dead or not, or whether they were just unconscious, and it was all just a bit kind of like, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's well made. It's a very well made film. It's a very interesting idea. I'm just not quite sure.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say.
I liked the camera work and light work, especially around the machinery that they were filming around.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I've worked on some of the drill presses and stuff like that as well. And I know that a little bit of light on that and it will reflect or go everywhere.
Yeah.
So you have to do that with that, to be able to film in there without having that problem.
Yeah.
Very well done. I liked the little hazy points, obviously, where they're meant to be getting stoned. Start feeling like that. I like that. It did seem a little over the top to me in certain places.
Yeah.
But again, I know that there are people out there, I've been around them, when they've got like that they have got to that point where I've probably wanted to punch them, and because they are that over the top.
Yeah.
But it's just a very odd film, and it left me with more questions unanswered.
I put at the end of my writing about it, I put at the end, I kind of like it.
Yeah, I just
I can't say it's a really good film, but it's not a bad film, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about it, really.
No, it is bizarre, and it's just kind of, as I say, my big thing with it was that I couldn't work out whether any of it was real or whether any of it was supposed to be real, and at the end, as I say, whether anybody was actually dead or they were just unconscious.
See, I think the main girl was still alive because she opened her eyes at the end. As for the other 2, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's another thing, whether or not it was a hallucination or whether or not it happened or what. It's just, it was, as I said, it left me with more questions unanswered than it did with ones that were answered.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's worth checking out. And I would, as we've said before, you know, go and watch these films, because we're not the font of all knowledge. We fully admit
far from it.
We fully admit that this is just our opinion. And as a very famous person once said, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. So, it's entirely up to you. Go check it out and see what you think. And like that. The third film is another one from 2021. It's called A Laugh in the Dark.
Yeah.
It's from a 14-hour film, written and directed by Ethan Emmett. Now, I'm sure we've done films by him before, but I can't remember them.
No, I can't remember.
Sound effects were by Film Masters, stunts by Connor Fox and Russell Emmett, and like that. That was it. There's no list of cast as such, and no synopsis either.
No.
But I don't know. Cinematography was good. I thought the use of absolute silence was fantastically done, with just the little noises every now and again, and the laughter every now and again, and things like that, was so good. It's very difficult.
I think as well. Yeah, I think as well that it worked with the extended clips. Normally, you have like the shots of of the cupboard doors and stuff like that. You have it for a split second and then they pass on. But the fact that they were extended more than they should, more than most people probably would have said it should have been.
Yeah.
The absolute silence, just staring at a cupboard door, and then I thought was so well done.
And then you start to get a little bit more sound. You get more, but it's all natural sound. And the natural sounds build up as he's doing a bit more, and then he finally kind of talks and says, and it kind of builds up from there, which is quite good because that builds with the atmosphere. I think. I think the effects were good. On the whole, I mean, the disembodied head was a little bit odd, but
yeah.
But I mean, the effects of him being snatched back into the room was quite.
Oh yeah,
that was incredibly well done. It's a pretty good film. It's as far as short horror films go that don't have a protracted plot line or storyline to them, and don't have a lot of dialogue, don't have a lot of characters and all that sort of things. This was a pretty good version of it. It was a pretty good film considering those things. I kind of liked it. It was all right. I didn't come away from at the end of it thinking, why the bloody hell did I bother watching that?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's I'm the same as when I first started watching it, 'cause it's like 8 minutes long. The first couple of minutes, I was like, it wasn't really feeling it. No. And then as it started picking up, like we said, with the noises and the other bits, I thought, just at the end of it, I was like, do you know what? I like it, but I'm not too sure why I like it.
Yeah.
But as I said, the only bit that done me, and it's that ghostly picture.
Yeah.
Is a stock picture, and I'm like, there's other ones you could have used, but
yeah.
And I think it worked, but only when it was really in the dark. I think when it's over his shoulder,
it just wrong.
Yeah, it didn't look quite right to me. But other than that, I really liked this. Like we said, the use of natural sound in it.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really quite well done. That whole sound thing, and the building up of tension using the sounds and that. I liked it.
What I liked as well was the fact that it was almost a real life thing. Like he started hearing noises. He started looking around.
Yeah.
Like he said, like it started getting a bit more freaked out. She was like calling out then if anyone was there. And I actually like that in films where people actually act like people would.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's very good. So there we go. As you say, 3 films. Cult Leader by Nate Thompson. Go and check it out. Anyone who's listening, it's definitely worth a check out. Huff, not a bad film, but very bizarre and slightly like we weren't quite sure about it. And Laugh in the Dark, which is a pretty good film and not a bad watch. So, all in all,
yeah,
not a bad selection of films.
No.
Well, so next week we've got three. Sorry, next week we've got three. I'm catching your cough.
Actually, digitally.
Well, it's a computer virus. Yeah, next week we have three short science fiction films, and we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, count them 4. Yes, we've only got 4 more shows. So we've got 2 science fiction, 2 horror short film shows before we get to the Christmas special of Santa Conquers the Martians and Mother Krampus.
Yeah. I'm still dubious. Mother Krampus, I'm dubious about anyway, but the Santa Claus defeated the Martians.
Santa Conquers the Martians.
Oh, conquers the Martians.
A classic of its time.
You said that about a lot of films, remember? And I still don't believe you about him.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
It died after you made me watch Humanoids from the Deep.
I didn't make you watch it. You agreed.
I didn't agree.
Yeah. So the other thing is that next year, now we're doing these up to Christmas. We are doing a Christmas special, as I say, which will be out near Christmas. And then we will be going away. We will be put back in our boxes for crimes to
humanity
and things. And we'll be put back in our box until next year. Next year, we may change things up a bit. I think we're going to do some features again. We've done a whole year of just doing mainly shorts with a couple of features, but we'll do a mix up of some features and some shorts and things like that.
Yes.
See if we can find some bizarro films to watch. They're always worth a laugh.
I'm going to say, like, we need any help trying to find bizarre films.
I found a horror one called Deathbed.
Called what?
Deathbed. It eats everyone that sleeps in it.
Oh, it's like Killer Sofa.
It's a bit like Killer Sofa, but I haven't seen Killer Sofa yet, so I won't judge that. Yeah, and I've also found a great website or a great YouTube channel for finding out about really awful films, if you're interested at all out there. It's called Dark Matters. It's a website where the guy on there does reviews of the films he watches. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the ones he actually reviews are quite good, and he reviews them and gives them good reviews. What I love about it is when he reviews the films that he doesn't like, he tears them apart mercilessly, which is brilliant, and it's very funny the way he does it. Yeah, and what I'm thinking of doing, what we may do actually at the end of the year before we go away completely in the new year, is I'm thinking of doing a kind of recommendation show. So we'll go back over the films that we've watched and maybe recommend some of those ones to look out for and have a check out and that sort of thing, ones we've watched in the last year, and maybe a few others that we've picked up on along the way that we've seen this year that we can say are worth a watch, either features or shorts, and do a bit of a recommendation-y thing like that as a sort of Christmas party.
Christmas party.
Well, everybody's got to the Christmas party. It's like an office Christmas party. Everybody will be there. We'll all get slightly drunk and start photocopying each other's bottoms and things like that.
I've never been part of an office. I've never done office parties.
They're always good for a laugh. 9 times out of 10, what happens is you get halfway through, and then for some reason you don't remember anything until you go into work after Christmas, and people look at you with a mix of disgust and reverence, which you can't understand. And people come up to you and say things like, I never thought you'd do something like that. And you go, what did I do? They go, can't you remember? Oh, God. And yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or that's just me.
Possibly.
Possibly just my experience of office parties. Any road up. We will see each other again next time.
Yep.
Other people will see and hear us.
But
Well, Nate Thompson will. Right. our lone viewer.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much, Scott.
That's okay. Thank you for having me.
I didn't.
Don't start that again.
All right. Okay. And yes. So further on, and a do wise with a dumb diddly doodally da. And thank you very much for listening, watching, or whatever else you've been doing while we've been doing this. Yes. So that's another thing you could do. If you don't want to listen to us, put this on YouTube and turn it down.
Go out.
And then do something else in the background. I don't know. Put the washing machine on, play a game or two, have sex, feed the dog. You know. Okay.
Like Charles Bronson.
What, you mean the bloke who was in Death Wish?
Oh, don't make me laugh.
I have to sit still because if I move too much, they go wobbly. Right. So yes, hang on. Let me get stupid. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let me go. What's going on there? Oh mate. Yes. So as I was saying, that's it for now. So we will see you again. You will see us again. We will see each other again. I've got going through all that again. Anyway, until next time, in a week or so. Have a good, and we'll see you. We'll go again at some point. Until we meet again. We won't meet before. Bye.
Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.